Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Uh, First of all, I'd like to thank you for attending our ninth lecture of the leadership subject. In the previous class, as we have had topics before we come to the new class, we will be having a quick snapshot of what we have studied in the previous class. We have discussed two main topics in our lecture. The first one was regarding the creating an inspiring vision, aligning people with to achieve those particular mission or vision that you have, and the basic human rights. Creating a shared vision, we discussed that a vision has to be clear, and we have to be clear about the destination that we have set out. If that is not clear enough, we will not be able to achieve that particular vision that we have. We cannot travel. We take an example of traveling to a particular area. Let's say your friends are trying to move somewhere to go to a place, but you do not have a clear destination defined. You wouldn't be able to achieve that destination or the place that you have. You will be like dizzy. گنگ سواری می باشین به خاطری که هدف و ویژن شما معلوم نمی باشد ایرسا. The next part was dreaming big is a part of the creating a clear vision. That is a part of the second step that we have. We have to dream big. We have to have bigger visions. The first thing is we have a vision. We have to have a bigger vision. The vision shouldn't be very small, very specific. That wouldn't lead to any actually achievement. So it has to be big enough, broad enough, in order to achieve it in the future. The other step is that you have to communicate a strong purpose to achieve that particular vision. You have to have a purpose. The vision is identified, then you have to communicate in a way, in a very strong way that can motivate people to go towards achievement of the particular vision and to move on and work on. Now, after the vision, the vision has been categorized into particular goals. There has to be smaller goals in each section that would lead to the bigger vision. The vision is something big. It's a big thing. So there has to be small goals available to achieve that particular vision that you have. For example, see that this is a bigger vision that you have to have, for example, a perfect school in Kabul. So the small visions that you should, goals that you will have to do that is for example, first of all, you have to have a team to achieve that vision. You have to have a strategy. You have to have support of the team that you have with yourself. So the goals have to be smart, that we have discussed. That has to be like achievable, result-based, team-based, and etc. For example, you're thinking about having a school, having all those qualities that would lead to a better school. You have to have higher educated lecturers, professional lecturers who have, like for example, in foreign countries, schools even have master level teachers or lecturers. So you see, then you work on the quality, then you work on, for example, the relationships and other stuff that would lead to achieving the vision of having a perfect school, an extraordinary school in Kabul. So as we said, that the goal has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. We have had discussions on this. I wouldn't think it would need further explanations. So the next part we discussed was the basic human rights. By basic human rights, we meant that the rights that employees have in organizations, that anybody that works in the organizations that they have, along with people live in a society, have on the government on the society that live. We say that these Universal Declarations of Human Rights, basic human rights, were introduced in 1948, and that they include education. Each and every individual Afghan have the basic human rights on the government to have a primary education through the government schools. They have, or we have the basic human rights is the life. We have the life rights on the government to live, to breathe, to live a secure life, having proper eating in the country, clean water, shelter. We have the rights of the speech, but not actually being offensive or discriminating any particular race, religion, or people. We have the right to think. We have the right of security, press, religion, union, and equal or justice rights. So these are the rights that people have in a country. So this was a previous lecture. We also discussed the assignments. I haven't received any assignments yet, and I strictly recommend you to share the assignments via WhatsApp group or your the email that I have shared with you. So today's class will be the 9th class. We will be having various topics. Maybe we will discuss some of the topics in today's class and some of the others in the coming lectures. Maybe we will have these whole topics covered in 3 to 4 lectures because they are lengthy and they need a lot of discussion. And I hope, inshallah, in the coming classes we will have the opportunity to meet each other face by face and to have a face by face physical contact in the classes, inshallah. We have heard good news from the ministry that we will be having physical classes, inshallah. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to provide us such an opportunities to have a direct eye-to-eye contact and discussions. So the first topic we will be discussing is the leading and motivating. These are two terms, two interrelated, two connected, in two important terms that are used in the leadership subject. And before we discuss this, I would like to have shed some light on these two terms before we discuss each and every term and discuss the differences and discuss the positive and the common points between these two terms. You see, leading is something that is very broad. Leadership is a broad subject, a broad topic. Motivation is part of, we could say, is part of the leadership. And in other words, leadership and motivation have a positive relationship. If there is leadership available, proper leadership available, there will be motivation. So, which means that motivation is a part of leadership. If you are actually a leader, it will ultimately result in proper motivation and encouragement of the employees or the people that, politically speaking, working with you in a political organization, or you are for example, a president or a leader of an organization or a political organization. So you are a good leader. A good leader means you will have a motivational factor within you. So leadership doesn't work without motivation, and if there is motivation, it means that there is some skill available in the leader, which is the motivation skill. ما ان شاء الله که مسئله را فهمیدین. هدف ما این است که رهبری بدون از تشویق و موتیویشن صورت نمیگیره. اگر شما میگین که فلانی یک خوب رهبر است، باید شما این را بفهمیم، ما شما این را بفهمیم که رهبر حتما کسایی که فالوورایشان است، کسایی که او را دنبال میکنن و باید خوب انکارجمنت و تشویق و ایگاپا را بفهمن. یعنی رهبریت فقط این نیست که ما شما همیشه خار باشیم و خشمگین باشیم و مثل که در افغانستان یگان رهبرها است. رهبریت یعنی تشویق. وقتی که شما درباره لیدرشپ فکر میکنین، باید دیگه فاکتوریشی باشه که یک آدم بسیار خوش اخلاق و یک آدم بسیار همیشه پر صلاحیت و پر تشویق و با اصطلاح تبسم و لبخند همیشه در چهرهش و در زبانش و داشته باشه. یعنی ای باید کتش بسیار وصل باشه. به این خاطر ما این دو اصطلاح را یک جای میخوانیم. انشاءالله که مسئله به ما شما واضح هست. دیگه حالا میایم کم ذره با جزئیاتش صحبت میکنیم. Leading, as you could say, is it's like taking a team with you and and working in a way that you lead them towards success. You see, you are taking people with you towards success. This is how it works. You are taking a person who is doing nothing or who has very less skills of doing a particular thing, but you are taking him from a position, from a place, and you are actually making him and leading him in a way that he is actually going towards success. By success, maybe his skills are improved and maybe other things, and actually it is a way forward towards achievement of the particular goals that you have, and also increasing the skills, making him an efficient and effective person. It is a very important point. یعنی شما یک نفر از یک جای میگیرین من حیث رهبر و او را راهنمایی میکنین و طرف کامیابی و موفقیت او را شما رهبری میکنین. Leader is someone who is analyzing the existing situation of the organization and compare what they actually are desiring or what they are actually trying to achieve or they want, and build a strategy. You see, you look at as a leader, you look at the situation of the organization, the situation where the organization is located or is existing, and you are comparing the current situation with the desires, with what you want, and then you develop a strategy. این بسیار مهم است. شما وضعیت فعلی ارگانیزیشن، وضعیت فعلی کشوری که در ارگانیزیشن سازمان کار میکنه او را شما اول میبینید. بعد از او را مقایسه میکنین که چیزی که شما میخواین. مثال شما میخواین که مثال شما یک رهبریت یک پونتونی را داشته باشین که او دارای مثال شما از امریکا آمدین، رهبریت یک پونتون رو میخواین که او دارای 50 فاکولته باشه و شما عملا کار رو شروع میکنید و یک استراتژی جور میکنید. شما یک چیز مس میکنید در حقیقت که اوی است که شما در فعلت وضعیت فعلی کشور شما کمپیر نکردین، او را ندیدین و او را مقایسه نکردین که اهداف و که ارگانیزیشن تان و شما نمیتونین به خاطر که در افغانستان تا هنوز یک پونتونی نیست که 50 فاکولته داشته باشه. شاید یک 30-40 پونتونی کابل داشته باشه. شاید به نظر من انشالله که غلط نباشم تا 50 فاکولته را کدام جایی نداره. با این خاطر شما او را که کرنت سیچویشن کمپیر درست نکردین و استراتژی تانه که شما جور کردین شاید کامیاب نباشه. با این خاطر شما باید بگین که والا 50 فاکولته خوب، حتی شما پونتون شخصی جور میکنین، هیچ پونتون شخصی از 10 فاکولته زیاد نداره. با این خاطر شما باید روی چیزی باندیشین که او ممکن باشه. شما میگین ما 10 یا 15 فاکولته جور میکنم و یک استراتژی جور میکنین که او قابل تطبیق و قابل عملی کردن باشه. It has to be applicable or it has to be something that can be practiced in real in Afghanistan. So you have to see the current situation, you have to compare that situation with the current situation of the country, of the society, and of the culture that you live, and then you build a strategy that meets both criteria that you have in your mind. So you know that is what a leader is thinking. Compare this only one sentence with the current situation of our country, and how some of our leaders are not looking at the current situation of Afghanistan, of the Afghan organizational environment, and not comparing them with what they want, and they start and they fail. This is why many organizations fail. Many leaders are not able to, or they are unable to achieve what they are actually looking forward, what they are actually trying to have in the future. Leading is about making hard decisions and having actually the courage to take risks. You see, after you have looked into the current situation of the organization, compare them with the current situation of your country in the society and culture, you developed a strategy, then you have to look, then you have to take harder decisions. Maybe you are still up to the harder decisions, difficult situations, but you have to take those particular decisions, and you have to have the courage, you have to be bold enough to take the risks. ببینید اگر ما شما میخواهیم که یک ریترن داشته باشیم، یک اوتپوت داشته باشیم، به یک جای برسیم، ما باید ریسک بگیریم. با این خاطر ما میگیم که ریسک و ریترن که از شما اگر در فاینانشال منیجمنت خوانده باشین یا فاینانشال ریسک منیجمنت خوانده باشین که ریسک و ریترن که از او پوزیتیو ریلیشنشیپ داره، مثبت رابطه داره. If you are taking more risk, you are actually having more return. If you are not taking risk, you should not actually expect the positive returns and more returns. The less return you take, the less risks you take, the less return you achieve. The more risks you take, the more returns you achieve. So the tough decisions means you take risks. You take risks, you achieve actually good output or return. Let me make it very simple for you here. So you see, we write this particular thing here that hard decisions means, let's say, harder, for example, higher risks, and higher risks means more return. You see, high risk means more return, and easy decisions, let's say easy decisions means less risk, which means less return. Now this is up to you. If you are actually taking more risk, you will be actually having more return. So the more risk you take, the more return you get. So this is, you see, the positive relationship. We have positive relationship between risk and the return. This is quite obvious, and this is very important to understand. Inshallah که نکته براتان واضح شده. Leading is about looking forward or seeking opportunities for change, for actually having or developing enthusiasm for change efforts, being an agent of change. You see, if you are actually doing proper leading, you are actually taking risk for having opportunities, for positive opportunities for bringing change in the organization, because you are actually you are courageous enough to take risks of bringing change, of building enthusiasm. By enthusiasm we means being positive, having a positivity in the mind for having a change effort and being an agent of change. You see, if you are, as we said here, having opportunities for change means building positive or enthusiastic means positivity, actually positive environment. Having opportunities for change means building positive environment, which means building positive environment means being an agent of change. این بسیار مهم است. یعنی اگر ما شما میخواهیم که یک تغییر بیاریم، تغییر به این آرده ما نمیتونیم که ما خود بسیار جدی بگیریم و خود یک دیکتاتور و منیجر واری بگیریم و مردم مجبور کنیم، سختی کنیم، ایره رخصت کو، او را رخصت کو، او را از اداره بکش، او را از اداره بکش. فعلا ما شما در افغانستان میبینیم که یک وزیر، یک معین یا یک نفر میآید در اداره که میره با مو دیگه عجولانه به حوصله نمیکنه و او را نمیفهمه که چنج آوردن. این بسیار مهم است. خب change is a gradual process. یک پروسه تدریجی هست. یعنی change doesn't come with a blink of eye. چشم پت کنی و change بیاری. This doesn't work that way. You have to be optimistic, enthusiastic enough. ما باید انتوزیازم داشته باشیم، ما باید مثبت ببینیم چیزا را و بعد از او ما شما میتونیم که change بیاریم و یک تغییر برپا کنیم. So change is interrelated with a gradual process. A change is a gradual process. It needs positivity, to think positive. It needs enthusiasm, courage, favor, and only then you will be able to bring a change because you have to be patient enough to bring a change as a leader in an organization. So basically these were the first lecture that we discussed. Almost we have covered the first part because it needed a lot of explanation. The topic is very important. The next topic that we'll be discussing is the motivating factor, how motivating is important for us in the organization, and how it is different than leading, and how this is related to the leading. So basically we have discussed the previous lecture on the basic human rights. We have discussed the steps to have a vision achieved, a shared vision to be achieved. We have discussed the basic human rights, as I said, and we have discussed the leading factor that is very important in an organization, because leading doesn't work in a blink of eye. It is not a game of children. It's not a game of people who are not patient. It needs a lot of patience to lead people. It needs a lot of sacrifices to lead people, as I said, and it needs a lot of commitment. It needs a lot of enthusiasm to bring change in an organization. So that is an integral part of leading people, and it also needs looking at the situation of the country, the cultural situations, the societal changes, the religious fractions, in the religious things, issues that have to be kept in mind in order to bring change in a society, in order to be a leader. So we will be discussing the other parts later on, inshallah. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, if you have queries, do kindly ask me in WhatsApp. I actually do not see any questions you have. There are no questions here. There are no queries. ما شنیده بودیم که محصلین در دو وقت سوال نمیکنن، یا خب میفهمن سوال نمیکنن و یا نمیفهمن. دیگه اگر شما میفهمین خب بسیار خوب است، اگر نمیفهمین شما باید سوالاتتان مطرح بکنین، موضوعاتی که دارین، و ضمن مسائل اساینمنت هم شما جدی بگیرین، به خاطری که اساینمنت هم بسیار بر ما مهم است. بغیر از اساینمنت باز کارهای ما شما پیش نمیره، شما عملا چیزها را یاد میگیرین. با این خاطر شما اگر سوال دارید سوالتان هم مطرح بکنین. ضمن اگر کدام مشکل دیگه باشه که شما داشته باشین هم میتونین، و ضمن زی ما شما دعا میکنیم که این وضعیت هم خوب شود که انشاءالله به صنوف بیاییم، بهتر لکچر انشاءالله که دلیور میشه. دیگه با می خاطر شما این جدی بگیرین، سوالاتی اگر دارین شریک بسازین، سر اساینمنت هایتان کار کنین، به خاطر که اگر شما اساینمنت کار نکنین دیگه مثل تقریر واره می باشه، مثل که در مسجد در منبر مولا صاحب تقریر میکنه براتون و شما یک روز میشنوین دیگر روز باز از یادتان میره. این طبیعی است. به این خاطر ما براتون میگم که شما عملا سر اساینمنت هایتان کار کنین که انشاءالله بعد از اساینمنت ما شما بتونیم که چیزا به شکل عملی به شما واضح‌تر و آسان‌تر باشه. So inshallah we will be meeting again through an online class in the coming lecture. So thank you for taking part in listening to the lecture. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.